Hello, and welcome to Positive English Journey, the place where we grow our English and feel a little stronger about our lives at the same time. I'm Emma.
And I'm Daniel. Really happy you're here today.
Today's episode is a personal one. It's about your voice, the way you sound when you speak English. And it's built on one powerful idea we want you to carry with you everywhere. Your accent is not a mistake.
So let me ask you something. And please, be honest with yourself. Have you ever stayed silent? Not because you didn't know the words, but because you were afraid of how you would sound. You had the answer. The sentence was ready in your head. And then you heard your own accent in your mind, and you closed your mouth. If that's you, stay with us, because today we take that fear back. Your voice belongs in the room exactly as it sounds right now. Let's go.
Daniel, I want to start with a true story. A few years ago, I was in a meeting in English, and I said one word, I won't even tell you which word, and a man smiled and said, "Oh, cute accent." He thought he was being kind. But I went home and I felt so small. For weeks, I practiced that one word again and again. I recorded myself. I tried to scrub my accent away, like it was a stain on my shirt.
And what happened to your speaking during those weeks?
That's the sad part. I spoke less. I made myself smaller so I could sound correct. I had so much to say, and I spent all my energy trying to disappear.
That right there is the trap, and I lived in it too. For years, I thought good English meant sounding like someone born in London or New York. I thought my whole job was to erase where I came from. And then one day a teacher said something so simple. It changed everything. She said, "Daniel, I don't need you to sound native. I need you to be clear." That's it. Clear. Not perfect. Not native. Clear.
And those are two completely different goals. Sounding native, that's nearly impossible for most adults. And honestly, why is that even the dream? But being clear, that you can do. Everyone listening right now can do that.
Right, because clarity and accent live in two different rooms. Clarity is about the listener understanding you. Accent is about where you come from. You can have a strong accent and still be perfectly clear. The two things are not enemies.
Yes, and I want everyone listening to really hear this next part. Your accent is not a problem to fix. Your accent is a map. It's a map of everywhere you have lived, everyone who raised you, every language that shaped your mouth. When you speak, people don't hear a mistake. They hear your whole journey.
I love that. So when someone hears your accent, they're not hearing an error. They're hearing a story that took your whole life to write.
Exactly. So let me talk to you directly. Yes, you listening right now. I want you to think about this for a second. Where does your accent come from? Your mother? Your first town? Your grandmother's kitchen? That is not a weakness. That is you. And you are allowed to be proud of it.
Let's stay on that word, proud, because I know some of you are thinking, "Daniel, it's easy for you to say. People judge me. At work, in shops, people hear my accent and they treat me differently." And I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes that does happen.
It does. Let's be honest about that. Some people can be unkind.
But here's the question I had to ask myself, and it changed my life. Most days, who was actually doing the judging? It wasn't the stranger in the shop, it was me. I was the judge, the courtroom, and the punishment, all inside my own head. I heard my own accent, and I decided, before anyone else could, that it wasn't good enough.
Oh, that is so true. We judge ourselves far harder than any stranger ever would. The person at the coffee shop just wants to make your coffee. They are not scoring your grammar. They are not holding a red pen.
They really aren't. Nobody is walking around waiting to grade your vowels.
And here's something that took me years to see. To a lot of people, an accent isn't a weakness at all. It's charming. It's warm. It's interesting. When I hear someone speak English with the music of their first language inside it, I lean in. I think, where are you from? Tell me more. Your accent can be the most charming thing in the whole room.
That's the part nobody tells you. You think your accent pushes people away. So often, it's the very thing that pulls them in.
And can we say the honest, scientific thing too? If you learned English as an adult, you will probably always keep some accent. That is not failure. That is just how the human brain works. It sets your sounds early. So keeping your accent isn't you doing it wrong. It's completely normal, and it's shared by millions of brilliant, successful people.
Think about the people you admire: scientists, leaders, doctors, actors, business owners from every country on earth who speak English with a strong accent and change the world every single day. Did their accent stop them? No. They were clear, they were confident, and they spoke anyway.
They didn't wait to sound perfect first. They spoke while they were still learning. That is the secret nobody says out loud. You do not earn the right to speak by losing your accent. You have that right today, right now, exactly as you sound.
So, let me talk to you again, directly. The next time you feel that fear, that little voice that whispers, "They'll hear my accent," I want you to change the sentence. Instead of, "I hope they don't notice," try this. "This is my voice. It's clear, and I'm proud of it."
And sometimes you need the exact words to hold on to. So everyone listening, say these with me, out loud if you can. Ready? My accent is not a mistake.
Again, my accent is part of my story.
One more, and mean it this time. I don't need to sound native. I need to be clear, and I am.
How did that feel? A little strange. Good. Strange means it's new. Say those lines every morning until they stop feeling strange and start feeling true.
And I promise you this. The day you stop fighting your own accent, something incredible happens. All that energy you were spending to hide, you get it back. And you pour it into actually speaking, into connecting, into finally saying the thing you were always too scared to say.
Because the goal was never a perfect accent. The goal was connection. And you do not need a perfect accent to connect with another human being. You need courage. And you already have it. You're here. You're learning. You're listening to two people in your second language right this minute.
And that alone is amazing. Speaking a second language is not a weakness to apologize for. It is a superpower most people in the world will never have. Never forget that.
So stop saying sorry for how you sound. Start being proud of how far you've come. Your accent isn't in your way. Your accent is proof of the journey.
Beautiful. Now let's take these feelings and turn them into 5 real words you can actually use from our own conversation today. Number 1, accent. The special way you sound when you speak, shaped by your first language and where you grew up. We said your accent is not a mistake. It's a map of your whole life. The challenge: can you finish this sentence out loud? My accent comes from das.
Number 2, proud. Feeling happy and pleased about something you are or something you did. We want you to be proud of your voice, not ashamed of it. The challenge: what is one thing about your English you can feel proud of today?
Number 3, clear, easy to understand. This is the real goal. Not sound native, just be clear. The challenge: instead of trying to hide your accent, what is one thing you could do to make your speaking more clear?
Number 4, judge. To form an opinion about someone, often too quickly or unfairly. We learned the harshest judge is usually the one inside your own head. The challenge: the next time you judge your own accent, what kinder sentence could you say instead?
Number 5, charming, pleasant, attractive, in a way that makes people like you. Remember, to many people, your accent isn't a flaw, it's charming. The challenge: Think of someone whose accent you find charming or interesting. Why not believe someone feels that way about yours?
Here's the truth I want to leave with you, and I want you to keep it close. You were never broken. You were never behind. That accent you've been trying to erase is not the thing standing between you and fluency. It's the proof of how far you've already traveled. So stop spending your life trying to sound like someone else and start spending it saying what only you can say. Your accent is not a mistake. It's the sound of a person brave enough to live in more than one language.
So tell us in the comments, where does your accent come from? And what's one thing you're proud of about how you speak? We would truly love to read it. Saying it out loud or writing it down makes it real.
And if this episode gave you back a little bit of your voice today, subscribe to Positive English Journey. We're here every week with English and a lot of heart.
Speak up this week in your accent on purpose. The world needs to hear you. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.